Hello, my name is Dr. Scott Bergman. I am a member of the science team for Nutridyne, and I am here to introduce a new formula from Nutridyne called Dynamic Hydrate. It is an electrolyte formula without any sugars. To me, this is one of my passions. It's something I feel is very, very important and underutilized in functional medicine. Electrolytes are can be utilized for the very, very young as a natural Pedialyte, if you will. For the geriatric population who tend not to drink enough water, medications will often alter electrolyte composition, certainly for athletes. But even as just a flavored smart water where people are getting electrolytes so that it increases and maintains energy without getting a sugar slump. So let's talk a little bit about the product. One of the aspects that we use this for is for the keto flu, for the ketogenic diet. Because ketosis reduces the amount of insulin in the body and insulin retains water, we tend to dump a lot of water. And with dumping water, we dump an enormous amount of electrolytes. Electrolytes are what they say they do. Electrolytes create electrical current. We need electrical current for muscle contraction. So it's very, very easy for people going through ketosis to feel incredibly fatigued, nauseous, they can't hold food down, they can't concentrate, all because they don't have enough electrolytes. You can eliminate almost all the aspects of the keto flu by simply adding a proper electrolyte blend. So using the Dynamic Hydrate while someone is trying to get into ketosis is incredibly important. This is a study from McMaster's University, and McMaster's University is a research university up in Canada, medical research, and they did an extensive study on the amount of salt that needs to be taken in. Now, the American Heart Association says around 2,000 milligrams. What this study showed, and this was over several years with thousands of participants, what they found was that anything less than 4,000 milligrams or more than 6,000 milligrams of salt could create cardiovascular issues. So the American Heart Association is at least 50% less than what this study has shown. And by adding salt, it actually improves people's blood pressure. By adding salt, it improves people's energy because blood pressure goes up a little bit and normalizes. Most of the time, when people feel a blood sugar slump, what they're actually feeling is a dehydration. And if they drink more fluid with a proper ratio of electrolytes, their energy will come right back without having to eat any kind of calories whatsoever. So we want to make sure that we're drinking at least half of our body weight in fluid ounces of water. So a 150-pound person should have about 75 ounces of water. But with those 75 ounces of water, we need to make sure that we don't dilute our electrolyte levels. So we could actually create metabolic situations and a form of dehydration by diluting and drinking too much water. So drinking water is great, but we should be taking in that minimum amount of salt. So we've got several hundred milligrams of salt in total salts, not just sodium, but total electrolytes in the Hydrate formula. And by drinking this 2 or 3 times a day, we can still be on a low salt diet, if you will, but still drink something really, really flavorful. With my athletes, I'm constantly asking them to do what we call a sweat test. A sweat test is when they go out and they exercise for a period of time, preferably like an hour. They weigh themselves before and after, and it's about 16 ounces of fluid per pound. So if someone went out for an hour run and lost 4 pounds, well, then they need to have 4 16-ounce bottles of water to get themselves back to the hydration level they were pre-exercise. Now that's very, very, very difficult. When you're out there for a long period of time, people need electrolytes. My personal sweat rate can be somewhere around 1,000, sometimes when it's hot, even up to 1,200 milligrams per hour. I can't take in that many calories when I'm exercising like that. So I need something that is just salt, something that I can swallow, something not too acidic, something that won't burn my throat. Hydrate is a very, very mild, flavorful raspberry flavor, a very light berry flavor. It's delicious. It's one of the best tasting electrolyte drinks out there on the market. It doesn't have any carbs to it. All really, really good electrolytes to keep the muscles jumping. So I hope that was some good information about the Hydrate. Please think about this for your doctors and doctors for your patients, for pediatric use, for athletic use, for geriatric use, as a smart water. Anybody who's having any kind of blood pressure issues, they can be upping with the Hydrate their electrolytes. And unless it's a very, very serious form of hypertension, they will have absolutely no issues. They'll actually reduce their blood pressure. And science has proven that adding some magnesium, adding some other salts will actually take stress off of the kidneys and reduce blood pressure. I hope this information has been helpful. I hope you get out there and use this product. Go out there and heal some people.